Hello, my name is Steven. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on a 2004 Toyota Sienna. We're going to find out why the AC only works on the driver's side and then the rear side of the car, but not on the passenger side. What could be wrong? You want to know? Stay tuned. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and verify the complaint. So let's confirm the situation. We're starting to blow cold here on the driver's side. Definitely got cold air coming here. Yep, we got warm air coming over here. Now the temperature set at 72. Let's put it at the coldest that it'll go. Okay, it's the coldest it'll go. And sure enough, it's getting even colder. Now still warm on this side and this side, but as I decrease the temperature,
nothing changed. That's all I want to say here. And I have to apologize because I didn't notice that I placed my camera pointing at the air vent, causing some distortion noise in the audio. So anyways, all I'm trying to do here is just pretty much explain to you how the rear AC and the sync button works and all that. And that's information that you pretty much already know if you own this vehicle for a while. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and just continue explaining on this part of the video.
Obviously the passengers in the back have their own climatronic unit where they could change their settings. Well, anyways, let's get to the point and try to diagnose this problem. Let's go ahead and change the mode, see if that does anything, which I don't think it would, because the way this works is it's got several servo motors, and what servo motors do is they change the position of the blend doors. So in other words, you have what is called air mix servo motors, and then you have both servo motors. So the mode is actually gonna point at your face, your feet, the frost, and the air mix is gonna go from cold to hot. So I believe the problem here is with the air mix servo motor on the passenger side. So let's go ahead and dig into that a little bit deeper. Okay, so what I've done here is I actually removed the glove box. It's pretty simple. Just pop it open and pull it completely straight out and disconnect this little shock absorber over here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this whole trim cover completely off along with that, and we're going to see what is going on over here with the servo motor. The way to do that is you got to take these clips off, pop this shifter knob off, take these covers off. There should be more bolts. I believe they're 10mm bolts down here. I believe you also got to pop these off, but you do have to be very careful, because once you pop these off, since they've been sitting here for a long time, this car's a 2004. At the time I'm recording this video, we're looking at a 16-year-old car, so this right here may or may not crack. They're very brittle, especially if you get a lot of sun. But I mean, it's 14 years old. I mean, things are gonna break, so just got to be very careful. And even if you're careful, it may still break, so just got to be very gentle with it. Okay, so after taking off the glove box, I mean, there's actually more hardware involved than what I thought. So I took this one off, but I didn't disconnect it because those connectors are very hard and I don't want to break anything. And then we see there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that metal shield over here. Now we're getting ready to pull this cover off right here, and after that we could get to see if we could get to the servo motor. This went inside here like this, there was a clip right here that attaches right over here. If you just pull on this, you're able to sneak it out, and this is most likely the servo motor we're talking about. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna power up again, power out the AC, and play with the passenger air mix, so the temperature. We're going to change the temperature to from cold to hot, and we should see this lever right here move up or down. So this lever controls this drive arm right here, which closes or opens the door. In theory, the way it should work is it should close the heater core blend door. In other words, it wants cold air to flow through when you set it on cold. So once it completely closed, and you open up the evaporator door so you can get some cold air. So we're gonna start up the car and see what happens. I actually had to move the shifter into drive in order to move this. As you see, I didn't want to take this completely off, but we're gonna have to set it back in park again so I can start the car. So there it is. And then go ahead and turn this thing on. Whoops. Alright, so there it is. So it's all set on low right now, and we're still getting warmer air on this side, and we got cold air on the driver's side. So as I change the temperature all the way to hot, let's see if anything, I'll try to get a good shot of this, see if anything happens. Okay, so we're all the way to high on the passenger side, but nothing really happened here. So let's see if we could try to move it. Nope, it's like stuck in there. So we can't move it upwards or downwards. We can't even move the arm, because it's already, you know, set in that position, and it won't move because it's locked by the servo motor lever. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna turn it off, and I wouldn't, let me take this key off. I wouldn't disconnect the servo motor while the car is running, because this is actually controlled by a climatronic control unit computer. So what that computer may see, if I disconnect that servo motor connector, might see an open circuit, triggered a couple codes, won't set any lights on the dash or anything, but I think what I will do is set the system to fault. So eventually you're gonna have to go in there with a scanner, try to communicate with the climatronic control unit, and try to initialize these servos if you are gonna change it. You may or may not have to do that if you do put a new servo motor on here. I actually got a new one. Well, the customer got a new one from Toyota. This is the part number. So we're gonna go ahead and replace it, but we're gonna go ahead and just pretty much do a plug and play. In other words, disconnect it with the car off. We're gonna go ahead and put the new one back in, connect it, and see what happens. Okay, so what we've gone ahead and done is we removed the servo. As you see, it's still connected. Here's the lever. Now you see how it won't move. It does have an electrical motor inside, which prevents from moving it back and forth. There's also gears inside and all that. But what you could move, in fact, as soon as I took the servo motor out, this arm just dropped, and this is what controls the door. As you can see, it looks like it's not controlled by anything on the other side, so it looks like the way I set up this this entire heater AC box assembly, it is divided into two. The driver's side has a setup just like this with a servo motor and an arm. So if the driver's the driver commands that he wants hot air, then obviously it drops it down or up or whatever it is. And if the passenger wants cold air only, then it'll either keep it dropped or keep it at its highest position. Then if they want somewhere in between, which it'll be like maybe, I don't know, 68 degrees or 72 degrees, it'll probably be right about here. And so just try to give you an idea so you get some sense out of it. So we're gonna go ahead and install the new servo motor. The servo motor comes already positioned in a way where you can't move it just like the old one. So we're gonna go ahead and fit it just the way it is. In other words, I'm gonna go ahead and install it as it is. So wherever that arm right there ends up being, that's where it'll end up being. And eventually I'll plug it in, start the car up, play with the controls, and see where that takes us. Now I did want to mention that it only took 1, 2, and 3 of these Phillips head screws to take the servo motor out. I use a stubby Phillips head screwdriver, or you could use one of these. This is a good one. This saved me a lot of trouble in the past This is a Craftsman. This is a side ratcheting screwdriver with a Phillips head bit, and that'll work too. Now I did wanted to point out that there was a lot of I guess dog hair, lint, dust built up in here, which it was also accumulating around here. You want to go ahead and wipe that down, which I did in this case. That way when you install the new servo motor, the servo motor itself will work a lot smoother, and you know, later on down the road you won't have any potential problems with that either. So we want to keep that greased up. Alright, so we have our new servo motor installed, and here's the old one. There's that lint buildup right there that I was talking about. Yeah, you don't want that to get on the new one, so that's why I cleared it all out. Well, right away we turn the key on, we see this thing move. Let's see what happens if we turn it off. This is not even the car's not even running right now, so let's turn the key off. So now we have key off, engine off, and you see the actual, when I had the servo motor disconnected, the arm on the actual housing, the whole heater box housing, the lever, the arm was dropped down. So that's exactly where it is right now, it's dropped down. So if we turn it on, let's see, let's start up the whole car. Okay. So it looks like it should be completely down if you want cold air, because I'm at the lowest setting right now and our temperature is blowing cold. We got cold air coming on this side, and we got cold air coming on that side. Now let's set it about 75. Yep. Not too hot, not too cold. That's fine. And let's set it all the way to high. Let's see what we got going on here. Yep, it's getting warmer. Yep, we got cold air coming on the driver's side, warm air coming on this side. And as you can see it over here, the lever is up and the arm on our heater box is up. So that's how you get hot air into this thing. Move the arm up. Now, see if I get a shot of this. Let's put the temperature all the way down, and you're probably gonna see, there it is. You see the arm moving down? Now we're only at, yeah, we're almost down low, at the lowest temperatures. You see that? We'll move it up. I'm going to start moving it up right now. See it? There's it. So that's how we diagnose and repaired a dual climatronic control issue, which, as I explained in the beginning, is dual climatronics, where the driver and the passenger can choose a desired temperature. And yeah, that's how it works. You know, different motors on each side. This one was bad right there. We'll put a new one in. If you're interested in the part number for this 2004 Sienna, there's the part number right there. Okay, so we are now all buttoned up and we're all done. So just a quick recap. We got to take this off, passenger glove box off, upper one off. Be very careful with these trim pieces. Take those off. You don't have to disconnect them. I did disconnect this one, but you don't have to disconnect on that side. You just leave it hanging. Don't have to disconnect that. You just leave it hanging. You do have to make that metal bracket unattached, so you do have to unbolt that. Take the shifter knob off and make sure you get this whole panel off, which probably is the hardest part of the job. After you do that, there's a duct underneath it that comes off. Take that off, and then that's pretty much it. After you put the servo back in, you put everything back together, and off we go. All Alright, so just like that, we went ahead, diagnosed and repaired a faulty servo motor for the passenger side on this Sienna. If you're interested in doing this repair yourself, feel free to watch this video a couple more times over and over until you feel comfortable in doing this. And I've actually linked the part in the description box down below this video. So I have very exciting stuff coming up to this channel, more educational stuff. So if you're interested, please subscribe to my channel and I will appreciate it. Turn that bell notification on and you'll get notified for more videos that I post in the near future. As always, thanks for watching. Thank you for educating yourself and making progress. Best to you.